In the growth of the study of popular culture, the journal, I think, is central. Can you talk about its role?
Yeah, we've always had a strange position in academia, and especially at Bowling Green State University, because they've never known quite what to do with me, and I've never allowed them to grab hold of me. When I went over there, I went to the president and said, I want $4,000 to establish a journal of popular culture. And being a wise man, he says, no problem, here's $4,000. I hadn't the vaguest notion what a journal of popular culture is. I hadn't a paper or anybody that I knew who could write one, but I started it. And since there is nothing like it, it has grown into the publication. It still occupies a rather strange position, although I founded and am Secretary-Treasurer of the Popular Culture Association, and although the Popular Culture Association thinks it's their magazine, it isn't. It's mine. And so when they talk about our magazine, I never correct them, but it's not our magazine, it's my magazine. So it is the one which has been the leader all along, and I assume is now, and I hope will always be, the premier area of publication in the study of popular culture, although I have encouraged other magazines, and there are something like 4 or 5 that are flourishing now in one way or another, with less, I presume, less success. Now, you would be interested to know that 10 years ago, one cold February morning, I said to myself, what does the world need? And concluded the world needs a journal of American culture, which will differ a little bit. And so that February morning, I established that. But you see, that's the marvel of the position I've held. I didn't have to ask anybody at the university or tell anybody at the university or ask for any money. When we run out of money, my wife and I have taken it out of the bank. So we have sailed our own ship, and that is awfully comfortable.
The other thing that I want to comment on is on the eclecticism of a conference like this, and the openness, which everybody marvels at.
And it's not easy to maintain. I happen to have the feeling that everything in a culture is of some significance. Some of it very transitory, some everlasting. But everything deserves its moment or its extended study. So anything that is suggested or I can think of, I want to introduce. Sometimes it's a one-shot thing. For example, I've tried for years to maintain a steady series of papers on wall covering, wallpaper, painting, pictures, and these kinds of things, and I've had the greatest difficulty. It seems to be a topic that most people are not interested in, but I try to introduce everything possible, and in so doing, of course, we maintain a chaos which is very disconcerting to some people. They ask, where are you going, and how do you ever expect to get there when you've got 1,800 people milling around in a pasture? And the answer is that we don't really, the milling around and the dust stirred up is its own excuse for being. Other organizations such as this develop along themes and areas and such things as that. Maybe their immediate cut is a little deeper than ours, but ultimately I think the sole purpose is not as long-lasting as ours.